Hello and welcome to another one of Paul's Beer Reviews. Hope you're doing well today. Got an ale from Fuller's to review for you today. Cannot believe I've not reviewed this one before. It's their 1845. This was originally their 150th anniversary commemoration beer, which they literally released it to commemorate celebrate, should I say, the 150th anniversary. So they've been brewing since 1845. So in 1995, this one came out. You can get this in Sainsbury's, you can get it in M&S, I believe. Waitrose, you can get it as well. It is a 6.3% ABV ale, described as, well, it doesn't say that. It says celebrating 150 years of brewing excellence, bottle conditioned ale, matured to perfection for 100 days. So 100-day maturation on this beer, 6.3% ABV. Again, 1845, released in 95 to commemorate the 150th anniversary. It says, first brewed in 95 to celebrate our 150th anniversary. I might have said that before. This bottle conditioned recipe is inspired by the original Fuller's brewing books. The amber malt and golden hops combine to create a delicious fruitcake aroma. As this beer is bottle conditioned, we recommend it stored upright and poured carefully. It contains water, malted barley, yeast and hops. It's in a 500ml bottle. I think I paid $1.85 maybe for the bottle. I have had it before various times, but I've not reviewed it. So there you go. Bottle cap, the Griffin logo, the Fuller's Griffin logo. Yeah, Fuller's do this. They refer back to their original recipes. If you go onto the Fuller's website, there's I think they call them Master Brewers range, and they got 1 to 5. And they're literally brewed using the original Fuller's recipes from their old books back in the 1800s. They're not cheap though. They cost about 20 quid a bottle. But this one, they put it in the supermarkets. It's a lot cheaper. So start off with this one. That would be my recommendation. So we get this lovely bit of smoke on the opening to that one. Got a straight glass for this one. Give it a pour. See what it's all about. So I've not had one of these for a little while now. It is bottle conditioned, so there might be a little bit of sediment floating around at the bottom. The colour of that, it's quite dark for a Fuller's ale. Nothing really to suggest there was much in the way of sediment coming out of that, but it looks wonderful in the glass though. That looks fantastic in the glass. So I'll leave that there so we can see it. So luckily I've got a nice bit of natural light bleeding in here from this side of the room, so you're really getting that beautiful red, dark amber colour. It looks like a Fuller's beer. It just has that beautiful look of a Fuller's beer. When you go to a Fuller's pub and they pour a pint of London Pride or ESB, that's what you're going to be getting. Just that beautiful, unmistakable Fuller's colour. It's wonderful. So one finger just off white, tight, compact, foamy head, which is hanging around, not going anywhere. There's a decent enough levels of carbonation running up that. You see the bubbles there? Lovely. It looks like a work of art, doesn't it? It looks stunning. Let's get me snouting, see what the aroma's telling us. Big fruitcake aromas. I mean, that's like Christmas cake in a beer. Sultanas, raisins. There's also that Fuller's yeast. Fuller's yeast is it's very citrusy. That's almost like a marmalade type orange backbone to nearly every Fuller's ale you have. It's a beautiful aroma. It really is lovely. So darker fruits. Slight boozy fruitcake aroma. And that lovely citrus that you get from the Fuller's yeast. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Cheers. Oh, yeah. Fruity, malty, a little bit of bitterness, and it's still growing. You know, sometimes you've not had a beer for a long time, and then I do one of these reviews, and it just reminds me of how good it is. What a lovely, well-rounded, balanced, beautiful ale this is. It just shows you how good Fuller's are. And I know, was it, they had the takeover from Asahi a couple of years back. But for me, I still don't think that the beer has been hindered in any way. They haven't got involved with the recipes. They've let Fuller's get on with it. Look at that. They're lacing on the glass. This is quality. It's got a bit of body to it, this one. Really coats the palate. Wouldn't say it's particularly thin. But on arrival, there's that citrusy kick from that yeast. There's dark fruit, raisins, sultanas, a bit of blackberry almost in the flavour. Yeah, slightly fruit sweetness up front. Then it's malt, toffee, caramel, quite rich. And with that fruit, it does give off a fruitcake vibe, like a boozy fruitcake vibe, because then at the back, you're getting a bit of hoppiness, a bit of bitterness from the golden hops. It's very English. It's very traditional tasting. It's a wonderful Christmas beer. I should have drunk a few more of these at Christmas, but didn't. I always go for ESB at that time of year. But this is lovely. That bitterness really lingers. It hangs around. And it just gives it that finish that a lot of the times you don't get with traditional ales. You get all the malt, you get a bit of sweetness from a bit of fruit, but you don't always get the bitterness from the hops at the back end to traditional ales. But with this one, you really get it. And it's still there. I mean, I haven't had a swig now for a good 30 seconds or so, but the bitterness, the lingering bitterness at the back end from the hops, it really sticks around and it's lovely. And I say, it just finishes the beer beautifully. There's a lot of flavour in this beer. I've never had this on cask, this one, or keg for that matter. I've only ever had this from a bottle. Oh, it is bottle conditioned, which obviously should give a little bit of depth to the flavour of it. But I've never had it on keg or cask. I would wonder if it would be a completely different animal. But as far as bottle conditioned ales go, this is right up there. This is one of the best you'll pick up in a supermarket. It is rich, crazy malty. There's a lot of sweetness to it. It's sweet without being overly so. It's not like a big sweet New England IPA or something like that. But the malt really gives quite a strong sweet kick. But luckily, like I say, that bitterness at the back end really balances it out. And it just makes for a very long-lasting, enjoyable drinking experience. It's a cracking beer. It's just another banging beer from Fuller's. So the body's lovely, coats the palate. You've got that unmistakable sort of orangey marmalade-y sort of citrus backbone with the yeast. It's really well hopped. Gives a lovely bitter finish, a long-lasting bitter finish. It does drink like a strong beer. 6.3. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know it was 6.3 before drinking it, you could probably guess it's up there. I'd sort of say 5.5 minimum. It does have a bit of a boozy edge to it. You are aware you're drinking quite a big ale. But who cares? Who cares? When you're drinking beer this good, I don't think it really matters what the ABV is, really, to be honest. It's just another fantastic bit of brewing from Fuller's. It's a wonderful beer. Again, you can get this in Sainsbury's and Waitrose, definitely. And I'm pretty sure M&S sell it as well. $1.80 a bottle. I believe I paid in Sainsbury's for this. Excuse me, disgusting. Yeah, it's a wonderful beer. It's a wonderful beer, and I really recommend you have it if you haven't already. Go check it out. For me, it's a lovely beer. It's a 9 out of 10. I'd love to have this on cask in a Fuller's pub, but I say as yet, I don't believe I've actually seen it on cask when I've been in the parcel yard or anything. I do wonder if they do a limited run of it, but I'd be interested to find out. But yeah, another stunning beer from Fuller's. They're the masters. 9 out of 10 for me. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.